This is going to be a how-to test and repair video, I hope, on a Gallagher M400 electric fence box. We have personally worked on this unit once before, but the note on it says it was got water in it. It was in a plastic box to house it. Well, that box got knocked off the ground, and they got a bunch of rain, and when they opened it up, the unit was sitting in some water. And ever since then, it doesn't work. So the repairs that we did on this thing was probably about 4, 5, 6 years ago. It was working great until the other day, or the other week, a month or two, whenever it actually got damaged. So we're gonna take this apart and see how good or bad it is on the inside, and see what we can do to bring it back to life. It may be something silly and simple, it may be really bad, I don't know. So we'll take a peek at it and see what it looks like. Alright. Yeah, it looks nice for being in water. It looks pretty clean. Don't see any corrosion anywhere. Let's check the fuse on it real quick. Maybe they lucked out and just blew a fuse. I haven't plugged it in yet, so I don't know what it does or doesn't do. So let's test the fuse. It's right here. The fuse is fine. So it's 110, 120 volt. Plug in the power strip. Well, it's slightly clicking, but this light's not flashing and it's barely making ticking sound. So let's pop this board up. It could be the capacitor that's gone bad in it. So we'll test that real quick. Now this is capacitor's at the factory one. It's probably one that we replaced in it whenever that was. But if it was dogged down with water across the terminals, that would have been like a dead short. Not getting anything out of it. So capacitors might be all our issue is. And we actually started using a different capacitor for these type of units. We use this style, square one, versus these round ones, for two reasons. These ones, I like them better than the round ones that we were using for a while. These round ones work okay, but I like these ones a little bit better. I think have a little bit better voltage capacity to them. They do take a little bit longer to install, but I think there's a better one. And Gallagher's capacitors that they use are high dollar, and I don't like paying the price of some of their parts. So what we usually do is we usually set it right there. We solder on some wires to this, and then we put the same kind of, basically we'll do it like this one did. Has little metal spades on there. We solder them right there, run them up, plug them into the board. So that's what we're going to do with this one. So we're going to make sure the soldering iron's turned on, which it is. We're going to strip back some wire here. I'm going to pull this out real quick. Once the board sits in there, this thing may slide a little bit, but it won't come out. For two reasons. One's held in by this, it won't really lift up. And then the board sits down, the wires are pressed into place, so it usually does not move once we put it in there. So I gotta get it out of there now. It's stuck. Alright, so we're going to put some solder on I'm just going to pick the two top ones when we're laying it down, because this is one connection spot, those two are. This is the other connection spot, those two. So I really can pick up off either one of these is the same spot, and either one of those. So it doesn't matter which one I come off of. But I'm going to pick the two top ones since it's going to be sitting like this for me. So it's going to sit like that. So we'll just solder those two top ones since that's right up top after we set it into place. So imagine what happened was when this thing got knocked over in the plastic tub it was in, and the water got in it, probably went across the fence or ground terminals and just dead shorted and dogged the unit down with like basically a dead short. And the capacitor was trying to help this board fight through it, and it couldn't because of it was just too much. It was dead short. Water's conducts electricity really well. So when it dead shorted it, it was just like having a dead short on the fence between ground and the fence. It would have done the same thing. So it can only do that for so long. Eventually something's got to give. Something's got to quit. And the capacitor would probably the first thing to go. So it's probably what happened. Cut it a little long just to start with. I can always trim the wire back to where I need it to be. A couple of mil spades here. We're going to strip this back, both these wires. It's going to sit about like that. Take this board. Sure it's going in there, and then we'll take a pair of needle nose. One of those will set it down. We'll plug that in right there. Alright, let's flip this thing around here. There it goes, everybody. Looking like a dream again. So we're around a 7. So we're hitting almost 8. You can't beat these old Gallaghers, man. They're just tried and true reliability. Nice cheap fix. Alright, well, we're gonna shut this video down and we're gonna go to the shelf and grab another unit to work on. So if you've got a electric fence box you like this to work on, I don't care what brand it is, we work on all of them. Old ones, new ones, really old ones from the 60s, 70s, 50s, 80s, whatever. If it's an electric fence box and it can be taken apart and tinkered on, we'll take it apart and tinker on it. So if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, we'd appreciate that. Want to hit that thumbs up button, we appreciate that as well. A thumbs up helps us out more than anything. So until next time, see you later.